I'm at my best when I realize that it's my job to listen and not to assume what's best for my clients. I think of myself as a fair person, and I always try to put my clients first. I'd never think that I could violate fair housing laws or the code of ethics, but I get it now. My good intentions are not enough. I need to watch out for the stereotypes that my brain might be relying on without me knowing it.
The fictional real estate agent we just heard speaking understands that her good intentions are not always enough, and that unconscious assumptions, implicit biases, may influence her behavior despite her best efforts. But what more can we do to be true to our goals of fairness and to ensure that we comply with fair housing laws and the code of ethics? How can we prevent implicit biases from affecting how we engage potential clients, or how we communicate with colleagues, or how we hold others accountable for inappropriate behavior?
The good news is there are concrete and easy steps we can take to reduce the likelihood that implicit biases will get in the way of our desire to be fair and provide equal service. First, don't assume. Don't rush to judgment about clients' needs, their circumstances, their financial or personal histories. Remember, just as you filled in the lines in the triangle image, you may be filling in gaps in your knowledge of people's lives based on unconscious assumptions or stereotypes about the group they belong to, rather than what you actually know about them as individuals. Ask yourself the question, would my assumption or judgment of a person be different if that person, a client or another real estate professional, were of a different race, gender, or another group? This gives you a chance to pause and interrupt any biases you may have. Second, create guardrails. Make sure you have implemented clear policies in your business that ensures you're asking every client the same questions. And of course, you have to listen to their answers and guide your clients based on their individual circumstances. Third, develop your ability to see people from other groups as individuals by spending time with others who have different lived experiences than you, not just at work, but in your social life. None of us ever wants to be seen or treated as a stereotype. Commit to considering each person as an individual. And finally, share what you've learned in this video series with your colleagues and others. This may not always be comfortable, but it can be very valuable. Research shows that when we talk about these issues, we can reduce biased decision-making and increase the likelihood of fair treatment. The more we talk about how implicit bias can get in the way of treating every person fairly, the more we can make sure they don't. Remember that in your role as both guide and gatekeeper, you shape the experience of clients at a vital moment in their lives. Understanding the risk of implicit bias and knowing how to counteract it is critically important to providing all clients with the equal service they deserve and that the Fair Housing Law and Code of Ethics require. Dive deeper by taking NAR's Bias Override Classroom course. To learn more, visit nar.realtor and search Bias Override, Overcoming Barriers to Fair Housing.